Channel here over at SubStars. So here's an idea. Use Deadpool to turn Disney around by making him politically incorrect. I got into rereading and new reading comics about 10 years ago, and Deadpool was one of the comics I got into, and it seemed like a great idea with poor execution because of political correctness even back then. And I've been thinking about the future of Hollywood, and it's not good, and it's self-inflicted, where a moderately successful movie was Deadpool and Wolverine, a movie that was just middle of the road. And if that's going to be an example of a good Marvel Disney movie, then that's definitely not enough to turn things around. It's just not enough to get people excited about going back to the theater. So I had the obvious thought of, hypothetically, if you wanted to turn Marvel around, you could start with Deadpool. It would be the easiest character to start with. Have another movie, but lean into him going after SJWs. This is the perfect time for Disney to do it and just go after woke in general, because it's starting to become safer to do so as the tides change. And just make the one character be the politically incorrect one. It'll allow a juxtaposition between the normal woke Marvel and DC garbage, so you can have Deadpool just crapping all over it. And my logic here is the woke stuff is dying anyway, so why not make some money by having Deadpool have a little fun with it? Go after Madam Web, the Eternals, crossover into DC, and the Birds of Prey and the Joker type of stuff, or whatever new garbage they're coming out with. And, it's almost certainly guaranteed to be garbage. Why not take off the filters and have some fun with the character? That is what Deadpool could be. And the time is ripe for it, because people are, of course, tired of SJWs. Woke ideology is a big part of why Los Angeles had the worst fire in their history, where affirmative action, hiring obese lesbian rainbow hydrants were more important than clearing dead trees and brush, or filling the reservoirs, or doing inspections, or having physical fitness requirements, because I guess that would mean there would be no female fire crew. It wouldn't take a genius to write Deadpool. Cecil could take the character and make $1 billion movie out of it, which I guess came out wrong, but you know what I mean. There's this vacuum in movies that is waiting to be filled. Attacking the left, one-liners about Epstein, or some blue-haired obese woman worried about the right to delete her kids that she'll never have. Surely Disney could have one character and let someone have some fun with it. Making fun of Hollywood is a target-rich environment, and yet nobody is doing it. They mention Rob Liefeld and feet, but not, who's that guy, singer at the Kids Network or the Cartoon Network or something, and the guy had a foot fetish, and you look back at some of the shows he was doing in the 90s, and it's evil to see what he had some of the kids doing. And the thing is, even at the time, that should have been evil. And like, why wasn't there an outcry about it back then? Anyway, you don't have to go overboard, because that would be preachy as well. But there's an entire branch of humor out there to be explored if Marvel was given permission to do it. Young people don't even know how nerfed everything is until you make a movie that starts slaughtering sacred cows. You can see the snowflake generation on social media. They're completely brainwashed by globalist teachers to think racism is real and it's their most important issue. But they never stop to explore topics to decide for themselves, think for themselves, to teach them how to think, not what to think. That would be offensive. That would be far right dog whistling to teachers nowadays, with the rainbow flag and the BLM flag. Their whole worldview is framing things within a globalist istophobic narrative. And obviously they could do this with comics, but I think they're beyond the point of turning them around. But because the kind of infrastructure associated with it has switched over to manga and board games and everything else. But movies you could turn around. They won't, but the potential is there. The jokes Deadpool could do about the Blue Beetle would be stellar. A Mexican cockroach movie that bombed, Deadpool could deport them so they could make Mexico great again. I would love to see an audience reaction of Deadpool driving around in a big deportation truck, maybe using trebuchets. The media vermin would put on their soy serious face and cry about the threat to our democracy. There have been so many woke abominations over the past 10 years that Deadpool could be endlessly riffing on them. Maybe have Jennifer Gardner, who was in this one, and Wesley Snipes, I think, and that other guy, I think his name is Channing Tatum. I haven't seen him in a long time. Maybe bring back, it's kind of the over 50 club and have them foil a Islamic terrorist supervillain. Make a movie that makes the dilating reviewers walk out of the theater in a fit of outrage. And that's kind of a whole nother aspect to crap all over the BLT stuff, which is obviously should be the first target. I mean, some of the stuff is just so absurd because people are definitely done with it. Being able to write a politically incorrect character would be a writer's dream come true. Imagine just saying, fuck it, we're going to go balls deep into these pussies. Even the disclaimer at the beginning of the movie could call SJWs virtue signaling bitches looking for attention. Have Deadpool as the secondary character in other movies and have him be the comic relief that he's intended to be, but the actual comic relief, which means being funny, which means offending these pussies. Deadpool and Wolverine are the perfect characters to shit all over these woke commies. Hollywood is in a hole now, and it feels like they're slowing down on the digging, but they haven't quite started to build a ladder yet. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode.